If you like FGO, or if you like Our Yuki, if you like that Seiyu, then you might want to pick up one of these. This is like an anime version of her. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven today with a scale figure review, and I'm unsure whether to call to this review an old figure review because a figure that was released 6 years ago is not exactly that old yet. Yep, this thing came out back in July 2019. But until today, she is still one of my personal favorite scale figures from FGO, even though this is not a very detailed figure, you know. This was almost an emotional purchase in a way, like the character design of this original Shuten Doji, assassin class servant. It is like I like the character design so much. It is the same feeling you have when you see your favorite digital artist come up with a character design that you like so much, and then you just buy the figure without asking questions, even though you know nothing about the character. Right? It is a very similar feeling. This was a very emotional purchase for me back then. And there are two other reasons why you should get this figure. Number one is that you like FGO, Fate's Grand Order. Or number two, you like Our Yuki, which is the voice actress in many anime and also behind this character. And in fact, I feel like Shuten Doji is designed after Our Yuki itself. It looks like an anime version of her. At least that was how she used to look like many years ago. The hairstyle and everything, it is like exactly the same. This is no longer the best Shuten Doji scale figure by today, which we'll discuss near the end of this review. But this was a very emotional and a very special purchase to me. And it even influenced me to come up with one of my very personal best figure photography works from years ago. This Shuten Doji photo I came up with. Yep. Until today, it is still my personal favorite among my own photography works. And yeah, I had this photograph exhibited in many events, anime conventions, in galleries, even photo galleries and so on overseas. So this is a very special photograph and a very special figure to me. Coming from Max Factory, official price was 15,500 yen, not very expensive. And guess what? You can still find her today for not too much money. Like, it is quite close to the original release price. You can find one for 15,000, 16,000 yen today if you look around hard enough. Mandarake, for example, or even Taobao, they still have her. So this is not a difficult figure to find. Dimensions, however, feels a little bit small because it is a lolly character in a way. 15 to 16 centimeters depending on whether you include the horns over here or not. And that is including the base. Yeah. And okay, so this is what her box looks like. Very small box obviously, and this is a figure that is very cheap, very affordable to ship. However, the box quality is just okay. It is like your typical paper box, not very solid. This thing is quite easy to damage actually. So the box, I would rate it like 5 or 6 out of 10 max. Yeah, nothing too special about it, very average in fact. Now, as for the assembly of the figure, which is non-existent, you just take the figure out from the box, put it on the base, and that is it. No attachment, no plugging in of any kind into the base. So there is no stability test for this thing because she is kneeling, she is not supposed to shake around. But at the same time, I am going to give her a stability score of only 6 out of 10 because of this stupid bottle over here. Is this like a beer flask, right? Yeah, the traditional kind. Because all it takes is a little bit of shake for the thing to fall off, and it might fall all the way onto the floor, and this thing might crack because it is ABS plastic, and this does feel pretty fragile, so be careful not to drop this thing from a height, right? So yeah, this thing is the most annoying part of the entire figure. It falls off really easily, and you do get a small Oni mask over here, which is a nice touch. Yeah. Moving on to the sculpting department, well, this is perfectly average for something coming out from Max Factory, which is one of the more consistent scale figure brands out there. I even rank them as S tier nowadays. Yeah, maybe 5 or 7 years ago, I would rank them as A tier, but they are now S tier. Their newer, higher detailed figures are a lot better than this. And yeah, I really wish that this figure is a bit bigger if anything. But understandably, all the FGO figures need to be 1/7 scale so that they match in size, right? So the detail department, the sculpting on the outfit and everything else, right? I would rank it a solid 7 out of 10 maximum. Like, There are enough details on her Japanese outfit over here. Is this yukata, kimono, whatever? I'm not sure how to differentiate it, but it looks nice, and I think the main highlight of this figure is not exactly the sculpt, but the paintwork, which we'll get into in a second. The sculpt is above average, just average in terms of level of detail, but it is the paintwork that brings out the beauty of the figure. It makes the figure look more detailed than it actually is. So with this hair over here, I think her head, her hair, and her face sculpt, the face expression is my favorite part of this figure. It was exactly the face of this figure that captivated me. Like, it made me like the figure and the character so much that I put in extra effort into my photography work back then when I photographed this figure. When you love a character, when you love a specific design a lot, then there is that extra motivation to do that figure, that character, some extra justice. So that is what it felt like to me. So while the sculpt of the body and the rest of the figure is maybe a maximum 7 out of 10, the face, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. My only wish for now is that one day, give us a 1/6 scale or even a 1/4 scale Shuten Doji figure. Like, freeing, are you guys listening? Yeah, sure, 50,000 yen, I'll throw that cash right in your face. Give me a very nice 1/4 scale Shuten Doji figure that is not a bunny figure. Now, moving on to the paintwork. Like I mentioned earlier, it is the paintwork that brings out this character's detail. I mean, look at the heavy shading on the hair. The gradients work on the hair. I mean, I love my purple hair waifus, and Shuten Doji is like the flag bearer. Amongst all of my purple hair waifus, she is my favorite in a way. Dark violet, purple, dark violet again. You see the gradient work they did on the hair over here. You can see it on her outfit, and it is also very obvious in my photography work because I do high resolution work. So it is this gradient shading all over her outfit that makes the figure look like a lot more exquisite, looks a lot more expensive than it actually is. Yeah, the paintwork really brings out everything over here. And as for quality control, at least on my copy of Shuten Doji figure, this thing is almost perfect. Like, if you nitpick a little bit, you zoom in with a macro lens, you look at her very closely, maybe the red color stripes over here, right, on her kimono is not that precisely painted, but it is almost there. A very minimal amount of paint bleeding, but not immediately obvious unless you start nitpicking. No ugly gaps or seam lines, no glue leaking out from gaps, no paint transfer or scratches of any kind, no major paint bleedings. So with the score for the paintwork, I will give it 7 out of 10 as well. And finally, the base is the biggest disappointment over here. Just a grey color round disc with nothing on it. Not even a FGO logo decal on it. Nothing, just plain. I wish that Max Factory could have done more over here, but it is what it is, I guess. 6 years later, I'm reviewing this thing. Now, as for my conclusion of this figure, should you get this Shuten Doji figure? Once again, if you like FGO or if you like Aoi Yuki, even though you may not be a Fate series fan, but you like that voice actor, actress, I mean, if you like that seiyuu, then you might want to pick up one of these. This is like an anime version of her. The next thing I would like to discuss is the other alternatives you have out there, which is something I'm looking forward to buy in the coming months because I am such a cheapskate. Kyoskyo has at least 2 Shuten Doji scale figures out by now. The Assassin one by Kyoskyo that came out years ago is very expensive now. Like, Shuten Doji is the kind of FGO character where her value either remains stable or it will even go up slightly. Yeah, one of the very few FGO characters that the value does not bin right away, 30 or 40%. And that is also why I have been so stubborn with buying her scale figures by Kyoskyo. I obviously want it, but I just couldn't justify that 30,000 yen price point. And the newer one which came out late last year, between October to December, I want that figure very badly. Very high on my want list, in fact, together with Alter Ego Lambda. Yeah, the penguin girl as they call it. So with my conclusion on this Shuten Doji scale figure, this is perhaps the cheapest scale of her out there, not counting third-party and licensed PVCs. And if you want one, I can highly recommend it. Once again, this one is not too difficult to find. Yep. And the price is actually very reasonable compared to the ones by Kyoskyo. But the ones by Kyoskyo is probably the better figures of Shuten Doji, like arguably way better in terms of detail level and intricacy, no complexity. Those are way better, but also way more expensive. So you just look at the price points you're getting into. If you want something that is not too expensive, this is worthy of your attention. So until then, I hope that you found this review helpful and informative. If it is, please give this video a like, subscribe to this channel for more anime figure contents every week, and until then, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.